Yun. Wait lang. Ha? Live din dun sa kabila.
Nice.
Okay.
Make more time.
Actually, narinig ko kanina yan, birds. Ano eh, ang ganda eh.
Welcome to Tadhana Virtual Talks, kung saan itinadhana kami magkasama-sama para magbahagi ng aming mga kaalaman, katanungan, at karanasan. This is a Facebook Live broadcast, but you can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. If you enjoy our content, feel free to like and follow. Good evening mga ka-Gs! Ako po si Burger at kasama ko ang aming muse na si Toyang. Pero tonight it's an extra special episode because with the rise of positive cases around the world, it's probably best for us to rethink where our earnings go. On tonight's episode, we're going to go through some options for investing, and sharing what he knows with us is as a licensed financial advisor from Sun Life of Canada, Philippines, a former unit manager at Citigroup, and a former real estate broker. Our very own Oliver Siegfried. Si
Woo!
Arniego. Ina.
Wow!
Oli, thanks for sharing all you know.
Yeah.
We're happy to learn what we can.
I was really very excited to have this kind of episode for us kasi pretty much matagal na rin akong naging interested for investments or regarding investments. Actually, just a little background to share with you guys. Nag-start ako and my partner mag-aral ng konting investments at around mga 2016. We tried to teach ourselves ano ba yung mga things that we can manage on our own, what we can save, what can we do to maybe increase our finances or grow our finances eventually, especially pagka ando ka na sa mid-20s, di ba? Mid to late 20s, marirealize mo na I've been working for quite some time, and I think it's about also time for me to realize asa na ba yung investments ko? Where am I at? Where am I right now? Kaya I'm very happy to share with you guys kung ano yung mga learnings, even though it's not that kind of big. I guess hindi ako on the same level as mga financial advisors or mentors like sila Marvin Germo in the Philippines, sila Chinkitan. But you can really learn a lot from those guys. So hopefully, yung mga small things na natutunan ko from those mentors, influencers, even yung mga naging managers ko in the past, I hope makatulong ako sa mga listeners natin for tonight.
Nice. What do you have for us tonight, Oli?
Well, alam mo, when we started out learning about investments, una muna naming naisip is, ano ba yung goal namin sa buhay? I mean, kayo guys, I guess when you were starting out, nung nag-start kayo sa work nyo, and siguro nung una, first income mo or first salary mo, you wouldn't think that too far ahead eh. Una mong iisipin is, ano yung bibilhin ko na hindi ko mabili-bili nung estudyante pa ako. Pero that's still a goal eh. It's a short-term goal. Unang sahod ko, bibigay ko sa nanay ko, tatay ko, and then the rest, pambibili ko ng bagong cellphone. Usually, I guess, yun yung ibang karamihan sa atin, aminin natin sa hindi. Magandang question lagi yun eh, for everyone. Ano ba yung life goals mo? Kung bata ka pa, early 30s ka, late 30s ka, early 40s ka, ano ba yung life goals mo? And asan ka na ba ngayon? If I were to ask you guys, kayo, at this point in time, clear ba sa inyo yung life goals nyo? Both short-term and long-term.
Clear.
Wait,
Very
life
clear.
goals in terms of, syempre, financial, diba?
Hindi, in general, like for example, yung iba naman kasi ang life goals very simple. For them, first goal is to have a job, secure a job, and then start a family or get married. Get married muna, and then start a family, have your own kids, and then send them to college, give them a better opportunity, great education, and then retirement. Usually, yun
Life
yung mga
ba yun?
milestones. Life goals siya eh. Di ba? Parang, and again, I'm not saying for everyone. Sinasabi ko lang siya, most people that I know, they have that they have that similar mindset na I want to achieve this milestone pag gantong edad na ako. Pag 30 na ako, gusto ko kasal na ako. Pag 35, gusto ko may dalawa at isa na akong anak. And then by the age of 60, gusto ko retired na ako. Ngayon, of course, for some, I know for sure, like you, Toyang, di ba? Hindi naman ganun na ganun yung life goals mo eh. I know for sure you have a lot of things in mind, di ba?
Yeah. Malayo yun sa, I think yun nga, that's the normal life goal for other people, yung ganyang tawag sa ganyang path.
Milestones.
Yun, milestone. Ako kasi, yun nga, one baby step, one baby goal at a time ako eh. So ngayon, ang current life goal ko is to be somewhere where I could be stable. Like, yung dun ako titira. Kasi, for the past 10 years, I've been hopping countries eh. So, wala akong stable na tinitirhan. Parang ganun. Wala akong stable na tinitirhan. So, ako, ang life goal ko ngayon is to place myself in a country where I could actually live. Yun yung life goal ko ngayon.
Which is di ba? Would you consider it as a short-term or long-term goal mo? I think it's more of a short-term eh.
Talaga? Oh my God.
Kasi
sige,
tell
me
you
more.
are you planning on being a resident or residing in that country or
Yeah. Yun na yung plano ko. Plano ko mag-permanent resident na doon sa country na yun. Tapos doon na ako. Yun na. Kasi para sa akin, basically, I haven't started my our drama. Haven't started my life. Joke. Hindi. Alam mo yun nga eh. Trabaho ng trabaho, ipon ka ng ipon, but where is it getting you? Parang ganun kasi yung sa akin eh. Parang,
okay.
Ikaw din nagsabi nun sa akin, di ba? Nga, dyan yung pera mo, naka-ipon, naka-save. Tapos, what is it doing for you? Parang ganun, di ba?
Yeah, I get it. And actually, maganda yung pinoint out mo. So, for some kasi, for other people that are traveling or working abroad, it's more of a stepping stone for them. It's not a long-term plan that they have. Yung iba parang gusto nila, I'll work in the Middle East for about 2 to 3 years. Afterwards, I'll move to another country. And then
Ako yun, Oli.
pero nung sinabi ko yun, and you felt it to be relatable, it means to say na it's not only you who feels that way. I've talked to a lot of my friends, mga ka-generation natin. And definitely, they are at their early or mid-30s na as of this moment. So, what am I saying here? It means that yung short-term goal mo, pwedeng maging long-term goal, or for some, yung long-term goal mo, pwede pala maging short-term goal. Now, it's just really important for you to realize, ano ba talaga yung goals mo? You really have to have a clear goal setting. Clear goal setting for you to understand exactly where you want to be and where you are right now. Most problem is that we don't know where to start. We don't know exactly what we want to do in life. Marami rin ang kanilang ganun. They seem lost. Parang, hindi ko talaga alam kung anong gusto kong gawin sa buhay eh. Tapos may mga kaibigan din ako na nagsasabi na they have it all figured out. So, magkakaiba talaga. But I guess ang pinaka-important important thing to remember is for you not to pattern your life goals with another person or from another person. Kasi yung life goal mo pwedeng iba sa akin eh. Ngayon, pag sinabi ko na, shit, kailangan ko sundan yung life goal ni Toyang. Kasi ideal yun eh, standard or ideal, di ba? Eh paano kung ayoko pang magpakasal at the age of 30? What if I want to get married in the early 40s, di ba? Or I want to have kids, maybe 40 na. Or maybe I don't want to have a family. Gusto ko lang talagang maging ako lang for the rest of my life. It's up to you. So your life goal should be based on what you want to do in life. Diba?
So, once you figure out your life goals, what's next? Parang where does it get you? I mean, let's say financially, not that
Well, let's admit it kasi money makes the world go round eh. It pushes people to reach their goals. Kahit anong sabihin natin. If you want to go somewhere, if you want to settle somewhere else, or if you want to do something in life, lahat yan kasama yung finances natin. So sabihin man nila na hindi lahat pera ang nagpapasaya sa buhay. I mean, it's just for me and I guess for my partner, we both agree that for you to be happy in life, you have to manage your finances. Hindi pwedeng magiging masaya ka lang kahit wala kang pera, nakatira ka sa I guess sa hindi suitable na environment. I don't find it ideal. I guess I
siguro
find
kasi it matches, sorry.
No, go. It matches what?
Naman tayo may sari-sariling lifestyle. Lahat tayo may sari-sariling lifestyle that we want to live or to follow. Because sometimes the finances does not support that lifestyle. So nagsasacrifice yung lifestyle na gusto mo. Kasi I remember my mother once telling me that para sa kanya, financially stable means living the lifestyle that you want. Parang not sacrificing the lifestyle that you imagined for yourself. Parang it is when that you could say in your own personal being na financially stable ka. Sabi niya, yun yung kanyang personal definition ng stability.
But hindi naman ako mag-disagree. And later on, as we talk more about investing and managing our finances, I guess we can share with the audiences or the listeners kung ano ba yung maybe things that they might want to consider if they want to manage it or if they want to have a good financial planning.
Okay. So paano ba mag-set ng Paano ba mag-set ng life goals?
Okay. The first thing that you have to consider in setting up your life goals is it achievable? Ngayon, kung ako, sabi ko gusto kong maging billionaire. Gusto kong maging billionaire in 10 years. Now, wala akong financial background or wala akong masyadong financial literacy. Doon pa lang, step 1, it would be a big hindrance for you to achieve that goal. So alam mo na hindi achievable. Being a billionaire in 10 years, I don't think that's gonna be achievable if you don't even know anything about finances or money itself. Diba?
It's so generic, diba? Kasi when you set life goals, it has to be specific. Parang ganon.
Yes. And then, yung, like for example, ngayon, COVID, pag sinabi ko na, next month, gusto kong pumunta ng gantong bansa. I want to go to the United States. Gusto kong maghanap ng trabaho doon. Do you think it's achievable? Kasi, number 1, COVID. Maraming restrictions. Pangalawa, tingnan mo, ano ba yung credentials mo that would make you a good fit for to be an immigrant in the US? Ano ba yung policies nila? How do you get approved, diba? I don't think it's that easy. You don't get just to have an approval in just a year, I think. And yun yung mga important things that you should consider. Achievable ba yung mga dreams ko? Or is it something na baka may ibang pwede akong i-minimize or i-downsize? Like for example, if I want to be a billionaire in 10 years, why not try to I want to be a millionaire in 10 years. Maybe that's achievable. I mean, if you're in the real estate industry, it's possible. If you're able to sell a couple of high-end or high-quality condos, maybe you can get your first million in first to 2 years, 1 to 2 years, that's possible. Diba?
So,
And then,
paano ba? Ano bang itsura ng kung halimbawa magsiset ka ng life goals mo, paano ba? Ano ba yung step by step?
so first step ko is, number one, where am I right now, diba? So ako ngayon, nasa 30s ako. I'm planning to have my own family. So ang first goal ko is to secure our finances as a couple. So kailangan may bahay kami. May titira kami. Even for rentals, you don't have to buy properties immediately. You can rent. So kailangan ko muna i-secure yung mga security investments ko. Number one, so kailangan ko ng housing, kailangan ko ng rent, ng rental na, kailangan ko ng rent for us to be able to, yun nga, yung ma-cover namin yung housing namin. And then second, syempre yung food, yung necessities. Yun yung goal ko. Gusto ko may monthly budget kami for food, hindi kami magugutuman. And then, number three, syempre, for you to have those things, kailangan ko magkaroon ng trabaho. I guess, kung babalikan natin yun, uunahin ko pala dapat doon is yung work. Kailangan ko muna magka-work. Kailangan ko muna magkaroon ng trabaho na would be suitable for
Stable
my
income, right?
Oo. That could cover my expenses. So, that's my short-term goal. Dito na papasok kasi is, if you set life goals, dapat meron kang short-term, meron kang long-term. Short-term mo dapat is something that's really important to you and may urgency. Kasi, kung long-term ka agad, una-una mapapagod ka. I don't think na hindi mo mararating yung long-term goal mo kung wala ka ng mga short-term goals. Sabihin, long-term goal mo is maging, yun nga, for example, if you want to buy a house, ano mo na short-term goal mo? Short-term ko is to land a job, a good paying job, pay for my debts, ngayon kung may mga utang ka, and then also secure some investments. Like for example, meron ka bang health insurance? In the event na may mangyari sa'yo, yung ipon mo ba may magko-cover, yung ipon mo ba hindi siya magagalaw kung sakaling magkaroon ka ng mga emergency expenses? Kasi if you're going to buy a property, kailangan mo muna i-secure lahat ng finances mo in the short term or in the short-term basis. So, for short-term goals, ako suggestion ko lang, short-term goals nyo muna is yung mga important things that you need in life or every milestone. May ano ba tayo dyan, Bergs? Maybe we can show some, let's see here. Ito yung normally, life goals in a nutshell, di ba?
Okay.
So, if you want to secure a job, get married, have kids, send kids to college, enjoy retirement, unahin mo muna secure a job. Sige, gawin natin, kumari, ito yung mga goals natin. You want to secure a job, una mong kailangan is syempre, you have to have your credentials, you have to have a resume, you have to have, kailangan makahanap ka ng mga companies that you want to target, diba? And then, once na sabihin natin meron ka doon ng dalawang yun, you have to get an interview and pass the interview. So, pag nakuha mo yun, makuha mo na yung unang mong milestone. Meron ka ng job security. Okay, ang next goal mo naman is to get married. Now, to have that goal, kailangan may plan ka. So, number one, how much are you earning every month? And then, how much ba ang cost for getting married? So if your marriage costs around $500,000 and then you're earning only 5,000 a month, I don't think na ma-achieve mo yung goal mo in a short term. Kasi hindi magma-match yung monthly income mo doon sa target goal mo eh. It may take longer. So if you want to get married in 5 years, dapat yung kinikita mo on a monthly basis should be sufficient for the next 5 years.
Okay.
So doon ka pa rin naman magiging practical eh. Like for example, yung worth ng setup ng marriage na gusto mong i-achieve in 5 years is worth $500,000. Kung hindi kaya ng current income mo, then mag-adjust tayo. Maybe you can get a caterer na mas mura or mas affordable, and then you can also get kung kailangan pa ba ng videographer or hindi na, it's up to you. If you want to have a simple wedding, pwede naman. No, if ma-recalculate mo yung expenses for a marriage or a wedding ceremony, baka umabot ka ng 100,000, possibly yung 5,000 mo, baka I mean, you might be able to really secure your wedding expenses for the next 5 years. So I guess that's just how I would say you should set your goals for your milestones.
Okay. Paano na ginagawa mo ba, Lina, set ng life goals na may katabi na financial goals na tipong hand in hand sila?
When you say
Ginagawa mo, di ba
financial,
yun?
when you say financial
Halimbawa,
goals,
Kasi dito sa life goals in a nutshell mo, it says get married, have kids, ganyan, send kids to college. The way I look at it, kung ako, para maglalagay ako ng financial goal din sa gilid niya. So, halimbawa, get married, no? Gaya nung sinabi mo, na sa caterer, how much does a whole wedding cost? So, financially speaking, kailangan ko ma-reach, meron akong target para sa pagpapakasal. Tapos I work my way backwards from there, na tipong sa sahod ko dapat within this amount of time ma-achieve ko na to. Tapos kung hindi kaya, dapat meron ako mababawasan sa iba kong expenses, gano'n, sa alat ko dito. May ginagawa ka bang gano'n?
Actually, meron. And ako, ang re-recommend ko sa mga audiences natin is that they try to visit TESDA.gov. TESDA is providing people or the community the opportunity to learn more about managing your finances. Financial literacy in a wider scope. If I may share, meron siyang mga budget expenses or expense tracker, all kinds of tracking materials that you can use on a daily and monthly basis. I suggest na i-try niyo siya kasi you would really learn a lot. Yung sabihin na natin kunwari, nag-iipon ako every month for my wedding. Pero bakit parang lagi akong kinakapos? Yung sa TESDA, meron silang expense tracker doon where you can put plugs doon sa mga tinatawag nilang leaks. Kasi leaks yun eh. May mga lumalabas ng pera na hindi mo alam. Napansin niyo ba yun? Yung parang nag-iipon ka, nag-save ka, pero ba't nawawalan ako ng 5,000 or 3,000? Saan po yung 3,000 ko? Ayun. An expense tracker would be a good tool for you to manage it. Ngayon, ang financial literacy kasi, hindi kasi siya yung 1, 2, 3 step lang eh. Ito kasi pinag-uusapan natin, when you set a life goal, tama yung sinabi ni Bergs, dapat meron ka rin financial plans. Kasi yung goals na to, yung life goals mo, yung financial investments and financial planning mo should be parallel kung ano yung mga gusto mong ma-achieve sa buhay.
So, paano ba how do you know which ones to invest in?
Yan. Meron kasi yung tinatawag na financial or investment planning stages, or if I may say, yung investment pyramid.
Okay.
Meron tayong maybe I can share it here para mas clear siya.
Sige. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng financial
Well, the investment pyramid.
Investment pyramid. Okay.
An investment pyramid. It would give you a wider scope and better understanding kung anong investment ang dapat mo munang unahin. Now, this is only a guide. It's only a guide. Hindi naman siya, ibig sabihin kailangan, puro savings, emergency funds, insurance lang kukunin ko muna. Yung iba kasi, they invest on real estate immediately. Kahit walang savings, kahit walang emergency funds, kahit walang insurance. It's because they feel the need for it. They know that the return of their investment would be much, I would say, much faster compared to having those security investments. Kasi kung titingnan natin yung pyramid na to, ang security investments, it's the foundation. It's the first stage eh. Bakit? Kasi ang security investments natin, ito yung ginagamit nating pera in the event na magkaroon tayo ng tragic moment sa buhay natin. Like for example, na-hospital ka, knock on wood, hospital ka due to COVID. Ngayon, wala kang savings or emergency funds. Saan ka kukuha ng pera? Wala ka palang health insurance. So, sino magbabayad ng hospitalization mo? The family or your family would suffer kasi sila yung magbabayad out of their own pockets. Diba? Ang na-overlook kasi normally ng mga investors, let's call ourselves investors. Lahat tayo we are all investors. Na-overlook natin lagi ang mga security investments. Kasi for us, gusto natin yung kumita tayo agad . Gusto ko pag nag-invest ako ng 10,000, next month 15,000 na to. Or gusto ko 20,000 na to. Not knowingly na may mga investments na importante para sa buhay natin. If it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Diba?
Nagigets ko yun.
Kaya pag tinanong mo nga pag tinanong mo yung mga Filipinos, more than 80 or 70% would tell you na may insurance na ako sa meron na akong insurance with my company. I'm insured. If something happens to me, my family will get something like a benefit. It depends. Always check muna magkano ba yung coverage na makukuha ng family mo or benefit in the event na may mangyari nga sa'yo. Kasi baka yung iba, insured ako ng company ko, hindi mo alam yung nakuha palang policy or benefit for you is really not that good of a compensation. Sa tingin mo ba yung worth ng buhay mo is worth mga 300,000 lang or 500,000 pag nawala ka? So, ang role ng security investments is to make sure that your family can have a sustainable way of living kahit wala ka na.
Tama.
Now, going to financial growth naman, yung second stage ng pyramid, important yung financial growth kasi if you only have savings, emergency funds, insurance, then paano ko naman palalakihin yung pera ko? Kasi alam ko kayong dalawa, you would want your money to double up. Like yung 1,000 ko ngayon, gusto ko maging 2,000 next time. Bakit? Kasi inflation. Talo tayo sa inflation . So may security investments ka nga, meron kang insurance, pero yung hospital bill mo, pagdating ng 20 years from now, yung 1 million worth ng medical coverage mo ngayon, naging 3 million na. So inflation would always beat the prices or the investments that you have. Kaya importante na gugrow yung pera mo. Yung sa financial growth to, yung real estate, ang lupa kasi never naman yung nag-depreciate . Always nag-appreciate, di ba?
Always nag-appreciate.
I mean, pag nag-depreciate, normally structure lang naman yun. Hindi naman yung mismong lupa kasi ang lupa talaga. I mean, for myself, from what I know, it doesn't depreciate. It only appreciates. Kasi nga, lupa yan . Now, bonds, baka narinig na to, government bonds, mutual funds. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Parang
So,
time
definitely,
deposit, di ba?
It's quite different, but you get a percentage of the amount that you have invested in the bank or in the government. So it's a different, medyo thorough yung discussion na yan . But yung mga bonds and mutual funds na yan, you may want to talk to your local banks, ask them how they can help you grow your money. And maybe you can try to learn, yun nga, aral ka online kasi marami naman ng YouTube videos na makikita kayo ngayon . They would teach you on how you can grow your money, yung mga MP2 bonds, government funds, and everything. Okay, and then the very top, bakit siya sa pinakatuktok and bakit maliit lang yung chunk niya doon sa pyramid? Kasi yung high-risk opportunities na yan, definitely, kung narinig niyo sila cryptocurrency, yung sila Bitcoin, sila Axie, they are high-risk opportunities kasi there's an opportunity for you to really grow your investment. Yung 10 piso mo, pwedeng maging 1,000 yan.
Pero malaki din yung chance na mawala.
Malaki rin yung chance na mawala. So it's a high-risk, high-reward. Pero syempre, you really have to manage your risk . kung sa tingin mo yung pera mo, sabi natin meron kang extra 5,000, if you can save, if you think you can invest it, kung kaya mo siyang i-invest sa mga ganong high risk opportunities, dapat ready kang mawala yun. Kasi pag nawala siya, ganun talaga.
Correct. Tama.
You really have
Parang
to
you don't
understand.
gamble anything that you can't afford to lose, diba?
Exactly. And also for business, sa business kasi, unfortunately wala si Chai dito, but lahat naman ng businesses, hindi madali yan eh. Syempre yung pasasahurin mo yung employees mo, and then of course, it's seasonal, depende sa season, may season na mahina, may season na malakas, it goes up and down eh. So it's just like every other businesses, hindi laging maganda kita. Ganun. It's a big risk kasi paano kung hindi nga naman mag-fly yung business mo? Naglabas ka ng capital na worth 50,000 and then bumalik sa'yo mga 20,000 lang. Nabenta mo pa yung product mo or nabenta mo pa yung business mo. So, it's a really big risk, but you really have to manage it first bago ka pumasok. Stock market, it's ako I would highly recommend for people to look into the stock market. Kasi stock market, if I'm going to run a business, it's better that I invest my money on an ongoing business that's already well established. Like for example, meron akong 1,000,000 piso. Again, this is just me. If I want to grow my money for the next 3 years, I think I might use that 1,000,000 peso to invest in the Philippine stock market. Like Jollibee, Ayala Land. Kasi for me, if you invest your money on those well-known organizations, big corporations or big companies, you know your money is well invested. Kasi if I put up my business worth 1,000,000 and then hindi ko na manage ng tama, nagkaroon ako ng mga problems with my employees, tapos nawalan ako ng pera, I mean, hindi ko alam kung saan napupunta yung budget ko, hindi ako magaling sa accounting, then definitely you would suffer a loss on your business. Ngayon sa stocks, it's like you're running your own business pero nag-invest ka lang ng pera mo. And that's what our investors are there for. If I'm going to recommend, highly recommend a high-risk opportunity. If you really want to grow your money, learn how to trade in the stock market. Kasi I don't think, wala pang 10% eh. Wala pang 10% ang investors natin sa Pilipinas. Mga Pilipinong investors ang nasa stock market. So imagine if 50%, even 50% of the population in the Philippines invest in the market, I think it's going to be there's going to be a bigger change in the economy. Mas lalong lalaking organizations and then more opportunities like employment and everything. Magiging domino effect. So yan.
Ano ba ang mga advantages ng pag-invest? Tsaka, why do people do it?
Investing, sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, if I may just quote him. Mm-hmm.
Sabi niya, okay, Oli, pwede.
Okay, pwede naman daw. Okay. Sabi ni Warren Buffett, rules for investing. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget
rule number 1.
So what is the Warren Buffett rule? Sabi nga dyan is that stay rational and do your homework. Never invest in something that you've only heard or watched in media. Do your market research properly. So the reason why people are investing is because, number 1, they really want to grow their money. Lahat ng nakausap ko na gusto mag-invest kasi gusto nilang lumaki yung pera nila. For you guys, meron ba kayong ibang reason for investing?
To be honest, gusto ko lang talaga na I want to have a second source of income, let's say second or third source of income, na hindi ko kailangan maging physically present. Alam mo yun? Parang, gusto kong I just want the money to work by itself or to work for
Mm.
to work for me. Parang ang logic ko kasi diyan is parang business, parang sige ako lang magbibigay ng kapital tapos balik mo na lang sa akin yung kikitain ko. Parang gano'n. Parang you don't want to be
Too
I don't
involved
know if
in
it
it.
makes sense
Oo. Gusto mong
Oo,
matulog
parang
pero kumikita.
oo, parang gano'n. Parang yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, parang gano'n.
Actually, yan yung first, yan yung thought of financial freedom. Yung financial freedom kasi is something that parang you don't feel hindi ka nag-worry masyado about yung pera mo. Na sabi mo kahit natutulog ka, alam mong yung pera mo is nag-work for you. It's growing and it's multiplying. I guess that's the end goal for investing kasi we really want our money to work for us. If you
Prayer time dyan, Lia.
Ha?
Prayer time dyan, sorry.
Prayer
yeah.
time.
Sorry. Nasa
Ano nga
UAE
ulit
kasi.
tawag dyan?
Sa ganitong oras, teka. Sorry, Di. Tuloy mo muna. Sorry.
Alam ko prayer time nga dito at this time. Yung sa sinabi nga ni Toyang, I think it's madali siyang sabihin na yung pera kahit natutulog ka, lumalaki siya, you let your money work for you, but it's never that easy. For me, it's like yung sinabi ni Warren Buffett is that you just really need to do your homework. Now, if it's working well, don't settle for it. I mean, always try to learn new things. If you can still expand your wealth, if you can still expand your investments, diversify it. Lagi nyo maririnig sa mga financial experts, diversify your investment. Never put your investments in one basket. Reason for that is because if your investment no longer grows or it halted or it doesn't move forward anymore, or something fails in your investment, then you have to have another investment to catch it. So, yung sinasabi mo nga, Toys, na kahit tulog ka, kumikita ka pa rin. Yun din yun Pagka marami kang investment, bumagsak yung stock ko sa ganito, bumagsak yung negosyo ko. Okay lang, meron naman ako isang investment na sasalon yan na worth mga 50 million peso. Kaya niyang maliit na bagay. Yung mga ganun bagay, I think you just really need to know the risk and how to manage it when you're investing. No matter what the purpose is, no matter why you want to invest, because of curiosity, it's because you want to have a financial freedom, if you want to grow your money, the most important thing is you should always know the risk involved, do your homework, and then manage your risk.
Kung di ikaw i-compare mo sila sa isa't isa, no? 'Di ba kanina sabi mo you highly recommend yung mga high risk opportunities. Pwede mo ba silang i-compare sa isa't isa? Ano ba yung mga pros and cons pagka pumunta ka lang sa mutual funds or sa stocks or yun?
Sa akin, yung sa stages of pyramids ba na yun? Or just one stage lang?
Yung tatlong stages.
Yung tatlong stage, okay. Sa akin, ang recommendation ko kasi dyan is always secure your investments. Kailangan, yung security investment, kaya siya sa pinakababa, kaya siya yung pinaka-foreground is because essential siya. Kung sa tingin mo, mahal ang insurance, life insurance in particular, life and health insurance, think of it this way. Kung sakali man na ma-hospital ka in the next coming years, do you think na kaya ng savings mo salihin yung expenses mo? Or sa tingin mo ba yung family mo ang sasagot nun? Alam naman natin ang Filipino culture is that na-aksidente yung kapatid mo, kailangan natin ng pera. Alam na natin yung ganung story na hindi nakapagtuloy ng pag-aaral yung isang bata kasi nga may naging accident sa family or nagkaroon ng loss in terms of finances. Now, we don't want that happening in our family, di ba? I mean, who would want it? Ang best way to prevent that from happening is for you to have a secured investment like insurance and emergency. Syempre, emergency funds and savings. By the way, emergency funds and savings are different. Ang
Pwede
savings
ba natin makita yung pyramid ulit? Pwede mo ba ilabas yung pyramid
yeah.
ulit? Sorry.
Pyramid is, teka, saan na yan?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so sorry, ano yung magkaiba?
Savings and emergency
Savings
funds.
and emergency fund.
Kasi most often than not, ang laging sasabihin ng mga tao is savings, emergency funds mo yan eh. Kailangan meron kang worth 3 months of emergency funds para kung mawala ka ng trabaho, makakapaghanap ka pa, and during those times na wala kang trabaho na 3 months is meron kang perang pagkukunin. Ngayon, ang totoo niyan, savings and emergency funds, for some na naniniwalang iisa lang siya, it's totally different. Savings should be used for other things like growing your investment. Kasi paano ka pupunta sa second stage? How can you grow your finances if you don't have a saving? Ngayon, kung may emergency funds ka, imagine mo ganito na-aksidente ka, wala kang insurance, meron kang savings. Gusto mo mag-real estate, bibili ka na ng lupa next month. Ngayon, kung wala kang emergency funds, saan mo kukunin yung panggasto? Syempre, sa savings mo. And that would affect your next goal, which is the financial growth.
May kilala akong ganun.
Diba? So, I recommend that you separate those things. Kasi you have a goal You have a goal to grow your money. So, put it in a savings. And then, you have your emergency funds. Something happens to you, then may pangbayad ka. Now, the insurance part, that's why I'm also a financial advisor from Sun Life. Kasi I always tell my clients that life insurance, no matter na sabihin mo na, yung iba nga, ang tingin nila sa life insurance is unnecessary or hindi kailangan Ang funny thing pa is,
ang funny thing pa?
Anong funny thing ay?
Ang funny thing is, funny thing is, meron akong kilalang tao. Matanda na siya, boomer. And then, ang sabi niya sa akin, very close tong taong to sa akin. Sabi niya sa akin, mga insurance na yan, scam yan
Oh!
Yan, scam yan. May ano nga ako dati kong kaibigan, may-ari pa yun ng isang insurance company. Alam mo ba tong ganyan? Sabi ko, hindi. Ano yan wala, scam daw yan, scam. Sa akin, sinabi ko sa kanya na, baka naman kasi, the way he operates the business is just more of like a scam. But in reality, yun nga gusto namin ipalaganap sa mga tao is that when you look for an insurance, always look for a company that has been in the industry for, I would say, at least 100 years. Sun Life kasi, even nung panahon pa ng Japanese War, andun na ang Sun Life. Again, nagpo-promote lang ng content. But, you really have to find a good organization who can handle your investment. So, that's my 2 cents for security investments. You really have to have that solid foreground or solid base foundation for all your other investments. Yun ang recommendation ko. Secure mo muna yun. Pag meron ka ng savings, meron ka ng emergency funds, meron ka ng insurance, saka ka na tumalon sa lupa. Hanap ka na ng lupa or gusto mo mag-bonds ka muna. Ang bonds kasi, just to give you an overview, magpaperam ka ng pera and then nakalock siya, parang time deposit toys. Nakalock siya for maybe 3 to 5 years, like MP2, Pag-ibig MP2. And then, every year, per annum, may nakukuha kang percentage of the amount that you have invested.
Yeah.
So, same goes with mutual funds. Ang lupa kasi, ang real estate, there are so many ways on how you can earn from it. Of course, you buy a property first. Now, it's an option for you to resell it at a higher price. Pero syempre, it may take some time muna. Kailangan mo na mag-appreciate ang value nun Hindi pwedeng binili mo na yung lupa ngayon, bukas, doble na presyo niyan. So it will take at least 3 to 5 years for it to have at least a better value or appreciate its value. And then, second option is you can have it rented. Maraming landowners, they just lease out their property, may it be commercial or residential. I mean, maraming ways for you to earn in real estate.
Mm.
Now, ang recommendation ko between high-risk opportunities, pati ito mga mid-risk kasi ito kaya nasa gitna siya eh. Bakit mid-risk? Kasi may risk pa rin. Pag bumili ka naman ng lupa, hindi naman automatic may bibili sa'yo ng lupa mo after a few years eh. So, laging may risk eh. You might not be able to sell it at the price that you want it set. Or, hindi naman porket nag-bonds ka. Yung bonds, may maliit pa rin naman na chance na malay mo biglang malugi yung government or alam mo yung may mga certain things na hindi natin ma-expect. But between those two, mid-risk or high-risk opportunities, marirecommend ko pa rin si stock market, si Philippine stock market. Kasi it's a high-risk opportunity. But if you try to learn or if you try to learn the techniques, actually hindi lang techniques, just really research, do your homework, research lang. Ano bang stock market, meron namang mga brokers. If you want, you might want to consider having a broker. Like our good friend Berks, diba? Si Mr. Ram Bajol. I mean, he's been in the industry for quite some time. You can learn a lot of things sa Philippine stock market that can help you grow your money. May isa akong kilala, nag-invest siya during the pandemic. Nung nag-start yung pandemic in 2020, around June, let's just say bumagsak ang price ng Jollibee at 90 pesos per share, if I'm not mistaken after a few months, after 6 months, I guess, pagdating naman December and January, especially a year after, nag-increase siya to about 200 pesos per share. Well, you can only imagine.
Magkano?
200 pesos.
200 pesos?
Yes. Kasi
alam ko nga, 210 pa eh.
Kasi bakit? What happened 2 years ago? In March 13, 2020, di ba? The world entered a new phase of market territory, which is yung condition ng recession. Nagkaroon tayo ng recession eh. Everywhere in the world, nagkaroon ng recession because of the pandemic. So 50% of the market plummeted. And pinaka-affected dyan, I know you guys would know this, hotels, di ba? Tourism and mga food, lahat kasi nagsarado. Now, Jollibee, being in the food industry, of course, syempre nagkaroon ng setbacks, bumagsak yung market value, yung stock value niya. Now, syempre yung iba natakot, nagbentahan, nagbenta ng mga shares nila, nag-pull out. Yung iba natakot bumili. Bakit? Kasi nga, ay bagsak. I mean, lalo na yung mga hindi masyadong nakapag-research about the stock market, di ba? Not knowingly, nung bumalik siya, bumangon, ang laki ng profit ng mga
nakabili. Correct.
Ng mga nag-stay. Nakwento rin nakwento rin ni Ram yun. Na ganun nga daw nangyari. Umabot from 90, tapos umangat siya ng 160. Tapos bigla na siyang umangat siya to 200. So isipin mo, nag-double up ka kaagad. Nag-double up ka kaagad na profits mo. Nung time nga nung kausap ko si Ram nun, nakalag din ba sa'yo si Oli?
Oo, nakalag din siya sa akin.
So nakwento rin sa akin ni Ram na may mga kaibigan siya na nag-invest din. Tapos natakot din. Ayaw nilang bilhin yung Jollibee. Kasi nga, ang baba na di ba? Tapos nung gaya nga nung sabi ni Oli, nung bumangon na bigla.
Nagsisi.
May isang kaibigan si Ram, may isang nag-invest sa kanya na kumita ng 30 million dahil lang doon sa ano na yun. So nung nag-uusap kami ni Ram noon, na halos mabuang ako sa wasted opportunity na sana ganun pa lang kaaga
invest ka na.
Pumasok na ako sa sa stocks. Kasi parang mga 2 years ago, 3 years ago, kausap ko na siya noon, magsa-start na kami dapat. Tapos laging may something na magka-come up, tapos hindi matuloy-tuloy.
Hindi matuloy.
Diba? Oo, tapos sayang lang kasi I was just a couple of months behind dun sa kaganapan na yun. I'm not saying, di naman syempre na maganda yun na nagkaroon ng recession saka ng drop ng prices ng sa market stock price ng mga stocks. Pero kung nakasabay ka dun sa wave na yun, shit, isipin mo. Pero syempre, kailangan mo pa rin nun, gaya ng sinasabi ni Holly, yung pyramid nga, kailangan mo pa rin
Kailangan mo
nung,
ng ingat. Kailangan mo
yes,
ng safety net, cushion.
saka ng capital to purchase all
Correct.
those stocks. Kasi kahit 90 pesos yan, isipin mo, kung bumili ka lang ng 10 niyan, edi kita mo parang nasa nasa 1,000 lang din over, di ba? So parang sayang lang din. Ikaw, Toys,
Pero lagi
dun
ka
sa
rin,
laging ano.
kasi when they talk about investment, like when is there, like ikaw, di ba? Parang what held you back is parang meron kang mga challenges or baka hindi pa natuloy. Pero really, the best time to invest is always like 10 years ago. Parang
Mm,
the best time to invest is always now. Parang yun lagi yung
mm,
sinasabi sa akin eh. Parang wag mo nang pag-isipan. Like,
mm.
kung magkano yan. If you're starting, just start. Kasi you need to
Yep,
start from something eh.
yep. Exactly, parang sinasabi dun sa Forrest Gump na just run, alam mo yun, takbo lang. Tama na lakad-lakad pa, takbuhin na lang. Pero syempre, meron din namang kailangan ng mga ah, homework na gagawin para maintindihan din naman kahit paano. Pero
Totoo,
as far
totoo.
as investing is concerned, if you have some of the capital and you've got friends that you can trust who are in the market na rin, at pwede ka nila mag-guide, I think magandang time na to reconsider. We're not saying pasok ka na kagad, pero if you can reconsider, mas mainam yun, syempre. Doon din
Yep.
Pero may
sa,
sinabi din si ano dyan eh, si Warren Buffett na parang hindi ko maalala kung saan siya pinag-i-invest noon. And then he said no, and his only reason was because I don't understand it.
mm,
Parang
mm, mm,
ang sinasabi niya doon is you don't invest in something you don't understand kasi yun nga eh, pera mo yun eh. And
mm.
you would need to decide like what to do with it. So kung di mo naiintindihan, dun ka din, it's a possibility it could be a reason kung bakit ka malulugi.
Totoo. Sa akin,
Yep.
sa akin yung isa sa mga reasons kung ba't hindi ako nag-invest na kagad noon ay hindi pa hinog yung mindset ko. Hindi pa ako mature enough to think na parang, okay ito. During that time kasi, ano yun eh, parang kasagsagan ng, siguro, yun yung pa-peak na yung workaholism ko. At wala akong kahit anong iniisip pa na iba. Na tipong lahat nung nag-grow ko as a person. Alam mo yun, nandun lang ako.
Mm.
Hindi ko pa iniisip yun kasi comfortable kami nun eh. Secured and quite stable. So hindi ko iniisip at all eh. Pero ngayon na tipong nakahinga kaunti, ano pa rin, mas lumala pa nga yung workaholism. Pero iba na yung mindset pa. So ngayon na ako nagkaroon ng opportunity na talagang ipasukin siya. Feeling ko parang ripe na, kumbaga. Tapos, yung sa sinasabi kanina ni Warren Buffett din, no? Saka sinasabi ni Ollie kanina, na, sorry, yung based dun sa kwento ni Toys, saka dun sa sinasabi ni Ollie, yung, kung hindi mo kabisado, wag mo munang pasukin. May counter doon eh. Meron akong narinig dati na counter na yung mga ibang may hawak ng private hospitals. Hindi naman sila doktor. Pero pinasok nila yung negosyo na yun. Mainly because they are well-versed in business. So kung alam mo, papasukin mo business, kahit anong business pa yan, there's a way to make what you know applicable to whatever type of business. And right now, I truly believe that din. Kasi feeling ko rin kahit kaya kong pasukin most of the business ideas that I have. Kaya lang, syempre, hindi rin ganun kasimple yan. Hindi rin basta-basta. Kailangan may homework pa. So Lee,
Yep.
naputol ka kanina, Lee. Sorry. Tinuloy namin yung
No.
usapan.
Yep. Actually, yun lang naman ang message ko rin is for everyone to really do their homework. Mahirap kasi pagka marami akong nakilalang ganun din na gusto mag-invest sa stock market. Marami na akong groups na nag-organize kasi ako lagi ng mga free sessions with an expert financial broker. Stock broker. Tapos yung groups, lagi ko napapansin na may mga tao na they just really join because they want to parang learn more about the hype. Parang Pag sinabi sa'yo na,
Ah,
uy, yung stocks, ganyan, ano ka, maganda daw
they
yun.
just want to see
Saka
what
daw
the fuss is about.
oo, and then pagdating dun sa ah, mismong learning, talagang hindi naman sila interested. Parang ano sila eh, detached sila from the conversation.
Mm.
Parang kahit kasi kung if you're really interested, you would know eh. You would ask questions. Even the
Mm.
stupidest question is valid. Kasi wala namang stupid question
Agree.
eh.
Agree, pare.
Walang
100%
stu-
agree. Kasi,
yun ang
mm,
masasabi ko for everyone eh. Don't be afraid to ask. Ako,
mm,
I've been asking and asking and asking experts on how to help me still
mm,
learn new techniques or learn more about the investments that we're having or we have right now. Kasi if you don't ask, doon nagsa-stop ang learning eh.
mm.
Pag feeling mo ang stupid ng question mo, don't be. Lagi mo isipin na I have a question. Okay lang kahit paulit-ulit
Pag
ka.
naisip mo
Ah.
stupid yung question mo, don't be. Don't be
Don't
stupid.
be. Don't be stupid.
Hindi, isang bagay naman nagiging stupid lang siya if you think it's stupid eh, 'di ba? Parang same with the
Agree.
person.
Ah,
Nagmumukha ka lang naman ng tanga if ikaw mismo tingin mo mukha kang tanga, 'di ba?
mm,
Ganun ba
totoo,
yan?
totoo.
Nag-a-apply ba yan pagka pogi or pagka maganda? Pagka iniisip maganda or pogi? I think to some
At your
degree,
own
yes.
discretion.
I think to some degree, yes. Na tipong kung
Mhm.
isipin mo pogi ka at talagang i-feel mo yon at
Nagiging pogi
i-practice mo
ka dahil
talaga.
sa
Alam mo yun?
confidence mo.
Yes, oo, 'di ba? Saka sa
Mm.
sa hygiene and sa pag-alaga mo sa itsura
Correct,
mo. So I
correct.
think to some degree. But I wouldn't go as far as to say na fake it till you make it naman. I've always hindi naman hated pero against ako doon sa fake it till you make it. May nabasa ako dati na mas magandang line doon, nakalimutan ko lang. So, Toys, ay sorry, bago 'yon. Lee, pwede bang tumalon dun sa pyramid from the bottom one to the top one? Na tipong nandun ka pa lang sa insurance and savings and emergency fund. Can you jump straight away to the top
The
of the
high risk.
pyramid? To the high risk ones. And
No,
if you can or cannot, what would your advice be?
kahit sinong expert ang magsabi sa even if Warren Buffett would tell you na you cannot jump from one stage to another, it's still your choice. It's still your decision. If you think that etong stage na to is really fit for me, then go. But if you
Nice
want
one.
to take the the route of every other people na gusto maging in a way safe investor or maging if you want to do it in a technical way, I recommend you do the stages step by step.
Okay.
Pero if you
Okay.
want to go directly to stocks, if you want to go crypto, go lang. Kasi it's your choice, it's your decision. Malay mo, 'di ba?
It's a
Biglang kumita ka.
gamble.
May ibang ganon,
Mhm.
may ibang
Oh,
ganon.
kaya nga high risk eh.
High risk eh. May ibang
It's a
ganon na
gamble. Yeah.
kuwari, for example, yung na-mention mo kaninang kumita ng 30 million in doing stocks. What if pagkita niya ng 30 million na yon, tsaka siya bumili ng insurance, health and life insurance,
Mm.
and then tsaka siya kumuha ng properties,
Mm,
tsaka siya
bit niya.
kumuha ng other investments, it's still good. Wala
Oh.
wala namang perfect way eh. So I
Mm.
would recommend everyone not to take one single one single journey or parang like
Mm.
wag na lang kayo makinig doon sa isang tao lang or
Sa isang
expert.
advice lang.
Sa
Tama,
isang
tama,
advice,
tama.
I would recommend
Tama.
for you to learn from every available na experts na mapapanood nyo. Kasi available na ngayon ng media eh. Everywhere mapapanood mo marami ng financial experts, advisors, and then you try to reach out, look for people around you kung sino ba ang financially literate. You can learn from there. Hindi lang puro video. Kasi pag minsan hindi natin alam, ay yung tropa ko pala, ano pala yun? Financial advisor pala yun or may alam pala siya sa investments. Yung isa naman, negosyante pala yung tropa ko, bakit hindi ako magtanong sa kanya? How did he do it? And then maybe you can learn from there and then start. Ang pinaka-importante dyan is you always have to start somewhere. If you
Yep.
don't start, wala magiging end goal kasi hindi ka naman nagsimula.
Alam mo Lee, na discover ko, merong isa pang key to success which I don't think is easy or can even be learned. instinct, pare.
Ah.
Yung mga gut feeling ba? Siguro, pwede mo siya makuha from experience, ganyan. Pero, iba rin yung effect ng, yung you just know, alam mo yun, alam mo lang, you just have this feeling that this is gonna work.
May kapartner yan.
May kapartner yan. Ano kapartner yan?
Instinct and luck.
Instinct and luck.
Kasama,
Yes.
kasama lagi ang luck.
Oo,
Kahit
oo,
saan.
oo. Pero ako hindi ako naniniwala sa joke.
Ako
Naniniwala ako
din,
sa
hindi ako naniniwala sa luck.
Ang daming movies na nagsasabi na you make your own luck, ganyan. Pero I think there are instances when coincidences just turn you towards the right path. Ewan ko lang. Ako kaya nga tayo tadhana. Tadhana events kasi hindi ko para itinadhana ng lahat eh. Pero you still have some level of control pa rin naman.
Yep.
So, meron ka bang final advice para sa mga ka-Gs natin na gusto mag-invest dyan? Actually, gusto ko pa magkwentuhan eh. Nag-enjoy ako dun sa usapan natin. Ang ganda ng mga shinare mo, Lee. May mga napulot ako sa kanila. At ikaw ba, Lee, sa all the years of experience that you have with investing, how is it going so far? Kamusta naman siya?
Mostly it's good. Mostly it's
Nice.
good. Of course, there are bad, mga, I guess, bad circumstances, but it's still good. Kasi, yun yung maganda when you diversify. When you diversify, there's always something that would catch those mga negative I wouldn't say negative investments, but yung mga somehow failed, can I say failed accomplishments?
Oo,
Kasi,
failed investments.
Okay.
During those, sa mga times na yun, Lee, na nagkaroon ka ng mga, pwede natin sabihin ng failures, no? Failures or mga challenges, ganun. What's your advice? Ano bang pwedeng gawin?
Sabi nga nila, fall 7 times, stand up 8. So, kahit na marami kang naging failed
Di ba fall down
investment.
6? Ewan ko. Pero tama to. Go. Sorry.
Hindi, okay lang. Basta, the message is that you always stand up no matter what happens. Kasi once you stop, that's the only time that you will really fail your investments.
By stand up, what do you mean? Sorry, ito yung isa sa mga example na parang...
Sorry, natawa ko.
Ito is isa sa mga example ng akala mo stupid question. Pero
No.
There's a point to it naman.
Actually, tama naman yung question
In-expect ko na matatawa kayo.
Tama naman yung question mo, Briggs. Actually, ang meaning nun is that when you fail in your investment, you learn from it. Sinabi rin ni Mr. Rambajola yun sa akin na when your investment fails, that's the highest paid education that you are paying. Kasi it's like college
Wow.
Parang college, di ba?
God damn.
Bayad ka na how much for college?
Sino ba tong Rambajola na to?
Sir
Sino ba yung
Rambajola,
Rambajola na yan?
one of the best guru that I had in terms of investing.
Wow. Sa susunod, pakiabangan nyo pala, iimbitahan namin yan tama ba? Ramon Emanuel Badiola.
Yes.
Imbitahan natin yan si Ram.
Mr.
Saka
Ramon
sa future mga episodes, invite tayo ng ibang mga para may kasagutan tong si Oli na mas matindi. Sorry, Lee, go on.
Yeah, especially for those people who wants to hear more about the stock market in the Philippines. Again, we're only focusing on the Philippines setting kasi iba ang market sa ibang bansa. So, yung mga gusto matuto in the future, tutukan nyo kami, listen to us. We'll be bringing along some experts like the one that was mentioned, Mr. Bajola. And then, yun nga, going back dun sa sinabi kanina, when you stand up 8, it means if you fail on your investment, learn from it. Bakit ka nag-fail? Saan part? May kulang ka bang knowledge? Or baka naman, in terms of technicality, na-miscalculate mo lang. Or baka naman, it's not the best investment for you. You jump to another investment. That's why you learn. If you don't try, madaling sabihin na, ang hirap na, marami nalulugi dyan sa stock market. But you haven't tried it. If you haven't tried it, then why spread the bad news about it, diba?
Agree,
so
diba?
Why not have share the experience with other failed investors. Pag
Mm.
sinabi mo sa kanila na, shit, nalugi ako ng ganito kay Jollibee last time, it's okay. Kasi, nasi-share mo yung alam mo yung nangyari. And then maybe other experts would tell you that, kasi ganito yan. If you buy this, if you buy that, this time, this season, ganyan, you would learn eh. Hindi yung parang i-judge mo agad na mahirap yan. And most people would tell you, again, we're only talking about stocks, pero all other investments, even insurance, they would always tell you na, ay, hindi daw yan eh. Hindi kasi maganda yan, magastos lang yan, ganyan, or hindi siya delikado. Without them even being a part of it.
Mm.
So,
Okay. Ay, naputol ata si Oli ulit. Without them being a part of it.
Naghang.
Kasi yung iba parang hindi nila nagkakaroon kasi ng mga chismis, ng mga news ba na naglalabasan na tipong hindi maganda tong ganitong brand ng ganitong name ng company ito for insurance or
Yeah.
itong dun sa mga schemes at kung ano-ano. So it gives them in general a bad name na kaagad. Pero kailangan mag-research talaga na mas mainam eh. Kung ako,
Correct.
hindi ako may kinig ng bigla-bigla lang kung kani-kanino.
Well,
Pero
I
sa
think
amin,
if you're really interested, diba, and if you want an educated decision, or you're really going for the move of actually investing, I think you'd make an effort din naman to do your research eh. Kasi
Oo naman.
interesado ka eh. And of course, it's your money that's involved, diba?
So sa'yo, Toys, doon sa pagtalon-talon mo from one country to another, tapos kanina nabanggit mo na ang akala mong long-term goal mo pero short-term daw pala, sabi ni Oli.
Oo, short-term pala. Short-term pala yun. Nashock ako.
Sa
I feel so
pagtalon-talon mo na
betrayed.
yun. By your own mind.
By my own mind.
Sa pagtalon-talon mo na yun, were you, sorry parang baka medyo personal na ata siya na question, pero how's the status? Kamusta yung experience ng pag-iipon at pag-secure ng iyong finances, knowing that you with all of the things that you've experienced going from one country to another?
Totoo yung sinabi ni Ollie na parang meron akong stage sa buhay ko na talagang yung kinikita din talaga.
Okay.
Meron
Akala ko
akong-
dalawa na kayo naghangpul sa...
Aha.
Akala ko dalawa na kayo
Meron
ng
akong
malupit.
year ko na
Me-
yung kinikita ko, ginagastos ko lang din talaga. That was, I think, the first 2 years na nag-abroad ako. Kasi parang, totoo yung sinasabi ni Ollie eh, na parang, pag meron kang goal na parang ano ba yung mga bagay na hindi mo nabibili noon or hindi mo nagagawa noon na magagawa mo na ngayon. Kasi may pera ka na eh. And investment wasn't the first one in my mind. Bata pa rin ako noon, tapos kumikita ka ng ganon. Parang, I think I felt the need to reward myself for 2 years
Oo.
Ganon. Tapos, after lang din no, nung na-realize ko na, yun nga, parang, saan ba napupunta yung pera ko? Parang, ano nangyayari? Parang, nare-realize mo yung mga tao sa paligid mo, may ganitong experience na nagkasakit, hindi alam kung saan huhugot ng pera, ganyan. Doon na ako parang nakakaramdam na parang, teka, parang, I'm fortunate enough to actually be earning this kind of money. Parang, kailangan, I need to do something about it. Parang hindi ako pwede yung inom lang ako ng inom gabi-gabi, ganto. Mga ganon. So, talaga, pinakamalaking gastos sa buhay ko, I think, is kung susuma, total mo is alak.
Toys, you're
Tsaka
preaching to
sapatos.
the choir, pare. You're preaching to the choir. Sa akin nun, na-witness ako ni DJ. Si DJ yung wife ko. Na-witness niya ako nun dati. As soon as nag-work kasi ako dati sa isang network sa Pilipinas, sa isang conglomerate. Tapos as soon as matanggap ko yung sahod ko, ang ginawa ko daw, dumiretso daw ako ng ATM. Tapos winidraw ko lahat, as in lahat nung sahod ko. Tapos diniretso ko siya sa pang-inom. Tapos nanlibre ako ng sino, ganyan, inuman. Tapos non-stop yun. I think for the first probably 8 years, after college, wala akong ibang ginawa kundi gumastos lang ng gumastos na. As soon as the money came, puta, labas na kagad yun. Bago pa nga dumating yung pera, nakaplano na kung saan ko siya gagastusin.
Saan mo
Pero ang-
gagastusin?
Oo, Brad. Oo, yun na tipong wala pa nga sa akin, hindi ko pa hawak. Alam mo yun, nakaplano na, okay, pagdating nito, ito bibiling ko, ito bibiling ko. Laging ganun eh. Ito yung bibiling ko, laging ganun eh. So I lost a lot of years that could have been for insurance or whatnot.
Correct.
Pero,
correct. Ako
dahil-
rin, yan, naiisip ko yan.
Pero dahil kinasal na ako ngayon, alam mo yun, everything changed. As far as
Ganon,
my
yan
finances are
ikasal
concerned.
para magbago.
Oh, yun nga yung masaklap eh. Hindi kasi noon I only had to think of myself eh.
Yung pa naman
Diba?
yung nakasulat sa second life goal ni Oli.
Oh,
Kailangan
get
ba
married,
talagang
di ba?
ikasal?
Hindi ko lang alam,
Na?
hindi ko lang alam kung sa'yo namin dapat sinasabi yung message or kung nakikinig man siya. Ewan ko na lang.
Ay, ay, ay.
Kung sino man yung nakikinig, kung gusto mong baguhin yung buhay nito, when it comes to finances, sabi nga ni Beyonce, di ba? Di ba? You gotta put ewan ko lang, Brad. Anyway,
It's never too late.
it's never too late.
What,
Sa-
to get married or to get financially
To
stable?
get financially stable, syempre, to get that financial
Both
freedom.
choice. Both.
Both. Okay.
Both.
Lee, meron ka bang final tips or final advice para sa mga ka-Gs natin just before we go?
Well, again, I'm just going to tell you guys to learn by learning from the experts is one thing. And then pangalawa is to try it kasi kung walang application, hindi ka matututo talaga. And then third is you relearn ulit and then apply it. It's a cycle actually. Two-way cycle nga lang eh. You learn and then you apply. Learn, apply. Yun lang.
Maraming salamat, Lee, sa time that you took to prepare that presentation. And maraming salamat din sa lahat ng shinare mo na experiences mo and knowledge mo about investing, about insurance, about being financially free. We truly appreciate it at marami kaming natutunan. We hope na
Thank you,
sa susunod
Oli.
na episode natin ng financial wellness, meron na tayong malalagay na partner mo. Meron tayong ma-invite na partner mo para at least magkasagutan kayo tapos magkaroon kayo ng pag-debunk ng isa't isang theory. Tingnan natin kung merong ganong katapang na maano. Okay, maraming salamat po. My name is Berger. With me are Oli and Toyang. We are Tedhana Virtual Talks. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Isa ka ng tunay na ka-Gs. Woo! If you enjoyed this episode, let us know what you want to hear about next. Until then, good night and stay safe.
Good night.
Good night, guys.